Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for another the Ichinose Family Deadly Sins chapter review. Welcome back once again, and like I said, it is another chapter review for the Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins. This is going to be on chapter 6, and finally we have our family members back in the story. And I knew this was going to happen. I felt like chapter 5 was kind of a conclusion of what was going on in Tsubasa's life, and they still kind of continue it, but they definitely added a new character, or not new character, but another family member into what her sin might be. So, before anything, guys, if you have not done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. If you guys haven't checked out my other chapter reviews, you guys can check those out. You can also check out my social media and my Discord in the description below. That just helps tremendously. So, if you haven't done all that, go do that. Okay, so um, the chapter starts with Tsubasa going back to his house, and everyone is there. You have the mom and the dad, Minako and Kakekuru, and then the grandmother and the grandfather, and then his little sister Shiori, and basically discussing how there's no more food. And Tsubasa says that it's been a whole week since they've been back, and it's also been a whole week since they kind of hanged out. So they start finding just random items, carrots, potatoes, curry, stuff like that, that they then decide to use to cook a meal together, and they do. Now, from this whole conversation, we find out a few things. Dad doesn't like spicy food, which makes a good joke for everyone to laugh and have a good time about. Mom, Minako, has a job because at one point, I think Subasa says, it's amazing how you work, and at the same time, you can cook really well for us. And the other fact that we learn, which is later revealed, the second thing in the chapter, is that Shiori also comes back home very late most days. So Shiori, after eating, leaves, and she has this kind of face of she doesn't want to leave, but she says she needs to go somewhere, and she decides to just head out. Subasa, in his own personal life, is still dealing with the whole him bullying the entire class with him throwing food at them, like we saw in chapter 5. And so him and Nakajima, his friend, school bully, but also friend, they're forced by their teacher to wear signs that says that throwing food is bad for the environment and stuff like that. And they're placed in like the middle of a plaza, and it's kind of like a embarrassing punishment. And there's one thing that I noticed is that Tsubasa is talking about his sister, and his friend doesn't seem to know or care much about the whole situation. So it's very fast, but at the very least, we find out that his friend at least was not involved, or knew anything about Subasa's sister prior to them forgetting everything. So, which is weird because he was a best friend. So now the cliffhanger and the twist to this chapter is that while they're out there trying to promote, not throwing food away and stuff like that, well, she already shows up with like this older guy who's probably in his 30s, and she already looks like she is dating him, and he calls her sweetheart and everything, and she completely ignores or the fact that it's Subasa, and they donate money for the good cause, and then they leave, and obviously her and Subasa in their face is like, what the heck? Like, he found out, I found out, what the heck is going on? And it's strange. It really is. And that is the whole chapter. So I think Shiori's sin is lust. I could be wrong, but I think it's lust. And I think she is a rent a girlfriend, or she has a sugar daddy, but she's too young because I believe she's younger than Tsubasa, so she has to be like first year in high school or like still in middle school. So yeah, um, kind of shows why she looked like her life is miserable, is because it probably is, and I hope she's not being sold or moved around. So, anyways, we'll see what happens. Anyways, this is was an intense chapter to be honest, because I knew she was hiding something throughout the entire chapter. You can see it in her face, and I'm glad that we finally found out what it was. Or we don't know. I'm gonna read the next chapter today. Probably will review it as well. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. And I will see you guys on the next chapter review. Like I said, probably review it pretty soon. Don't be strangers. See you guys.